Having a day off today. We are at Shakerley Mere, sort of Knutsford, Middlewich, Biley way. Having a nice walk with the doggies. Sarah's been just to drop the poo off. not drop our poo off. Drop the poo off. So we're going to have a little wander. Look at that. Beautiful. We're parked just over there. It's a good 2.5 minute walk. And it may take as much as 30 minutes to walk all the way around. It's just a pond really, isn't it? I was over some ducks. Nothing. He's buggering off now, we've got no food. Eh?
Yeah, that one looks like Eddie's colours.
That looks like our dog.
Yeah.
No. Couldn't resist popping in between on our way to Retford shortly to meet with Harry and the BrewTube gang. Really looking forward to that. Sarah's coming with me as well, so that'll be a giggle. She can drink more than me, I can tell you. Grain deliveries arrived. Hops are about to arrive as well from DPD back at home. So then we're set ready for Brew Day 3 very soon. I've really come in because I had to rig this thing up last night. The temperatures on these things, I'm able to read them remotely, and as you can see, the one on the left is currently at 3 degrees. In fact, it's not. It's at 4.5 degrees, isn't it? The set temperature is 3 degrees. It floats between 3 and 5, and that's crash cooling. And actually, that's ready to go into cask now. If I wasn't going to Retford, that's what I'll be doing today. So perhaps get that done tomorrow or Monday, bank holiday. This one, however, still fermenting, not at final gravity yet, but although it says 19 now, it was down at like 11.5 degrees. It's just losing heat, and the fermentation hadn't finished, and I don't want it to drag out for weeks, so I needed to get some heat into it. So I knocked this up last night. It's an abomination, but it works. Just basically redirected the glycol pipes, the feed and the return in through a couple of holes in this lid, and then inside here we've got basically a submersible pump, and I finally found a use for that upturned colander, just so the pump doesn't sit on the heating element. So it's about 5 inches above it. It's on very low, 25 degrees probably. Well, it is 25 degrees, I measured it. And this thing will just sit at 25 until the Inkbird calls for a bit of heat. If it drops, and it will circulate the warm water through the pipes, and give us that sort of gentle heat. Got from 11 to 19 overnight. By 9 o'clock this morning we were at 19, so not a sudden increase in heat, a very gentle overnighter. So that should hopefully allow the fermentation to continue at the right pace for our time scales. So just wanted to share that. I won't be keeping it like that. I'll produce something a little bit more polished and finished. Maybe get it up on a rack or something behind. I don't know. We'll work that out later. But time to go. We've arrived. You know, as homebrewers, there aren't too many rules. But there is one mandatory requirement, and that is, at least once in his or her lifetime, every home brewer must take the pilgrimage to Retford. This will be my third pilgrimage, and I intend to make the very most of the opportunity. Harry has taken the gang for a brewery tour and has disappeared. Must be a hell of a tour in there. Anyone would think there was free beer. Or maybe heavily discounted. Anyway, I should go in and have a look, see what's going on, I think. Here we are, in the home of brewing excellence. Just having a little mooch around. Stealing some ideas, as you do. Looking at what Harry's done here with his pipe work. He doesn't seem to get half as many floods as I do. So fingers crossed, I'll rob some ideas and reduce my water bill a little bit. So, I'm with Martin Bailey. As you know, he's a wanted man in many countries and territories, so I'm unable to show his face. But just to prove I'm actually with him, I thought I'd show you his sandals. Absolutely recognisable.
Strictly.
There you go. All right, back from our travels. Had a cracking time last night, guys. It was a pleasure to meet you all. The brewery's in a complete state because I'm prototyping. I'd intended to come back and start filling, but then I realised I've not really got a means of cleaning these casks properly, so I've just hastily knocked together this thing, which I've basically used stuff I had lying around, left over from other things, and a couple of spare bits I bought from Wickes on the way here. So we have the Clark pump, which I use for the cleaning place on the tanks, one of the hoses, which I use for lots of things, and a few more bits of 22mm John Guest. So what we've got here is a closed circuit, a loop. So out of that drain, through that bit of pipe with an RJT on, into that RJT, fitting down the red pipe into the pump, and then out of the pump, through the hose, up into there, and then down that 22mm pipe there. The tee off up has got a spray ball on the end, I'll show you in a second. And I've capped the other end off. It's really just there for support for now, hence why the cask's also sideways, because the box isn't strong enough to hold it. I need to brace that with some steel, but it's okay for now. Underneath, I'll just try and lift this off. I'm not going to do it one-handed. Hang on. Okay, underneath we have spray ball. This is just water at the moment while I'm testing it. So we've got the spray ball there, and obviously the power of this pump. There ain't going to be much left stuck to the inside of those casks, I can tell you. What's missing is some form of heating. I went to buy a heating element from Screwfix, actually, and they didn't have any back nuts for it. So there's one in stock at Northwich. I might go grab that in the morning so I can put the heating element in. But worst case, I'll just feed this with hot water from the HLT for now. It's only 7 casks I've got to clean. And obviously to rinse, we can disconnect that feed from there, allow the water to drain out into the sink and connect it to the HLT or the water supply through the RJT pipe. So we've got the ability to do that. And then for an acid rinse, again, we fill it up, don't use the heating element. I'm concerned the heating element will get eaten by the acid, but need to just think about how we do that. I might make another one of these boxes tomorrow. I've got enough bits to do a separate one for the acid. It's just really storage and where I'm going to keep them, so I'm just trying to go minimal. But it'll do for tomorrow. I can blast them one at a time, then rinse them one at a time, then acid them one at a time. We'll make it work. And I say tomorrow because I've had enough now. I've still got a hangover. Right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.